Welcome, my dear student. In this video lecture, I am going to discuss two C program. The first program we will see to find the factorial of a number, and second program we will see find Fibonacci sequence of a number in C. So this is my 12th lecture of computer programming through C language. The code of subject is 1600302. Dear student, this lecture I am preparing based on SBTE syllabus. So this 12th lecture belongs from second unit of computer programming through C. The name of the second unit is algorithm for problem solving. So now we will start our lecture. So next we will see the content of our video lecture. So in contents we have 4 points. The first point, we are going to use the concept of algorithm and flowchart while doing the program of finding factorial of a number or finding Fibonacci sequence of a number in C language. So we have a 2C program. We will see one by one in this video lecture, and finally we will also see the source code, that is program codes, how it's working. That explanation I will give you in this video lecture. So the first program is program to find factorial of a number. That means this is our first program. So we are going to find the factorial of a number. Now the mathematical concept of a factorial means what? So we will have some points here. I am going to explain you. So first of all, we have to understand that what is factorial and how the concept of factorial is working in the field of mathematics. That means the factorial means it's the product of an integer with its below integer till 1. So it's better to understand with the example. If you want to find the factorial of 5, then how it will be work out? Then we have to work 5 into 4, 4 into 3, 3 into 2, 2 into 1. So that's why I have given it's below till 1. So that is the first point. Second point, I want to give you here the symbol of the factorial of any number. That means the symbol, how the factorial is represented in mathematics. That means by using this symbol, or sign. So factorial of a negative number does not exist. Please make a note for this. So negative number does not having any factorial, and the factorial of 0 is 1. So these are the points we have to keep in our mind. Based on these points only, I am going to be explain the program of finding factorial of a number in C language. Now we will see the algorithm. So in algorithm we have 8 steps. Step 1, start the program. Step 2, we are going to get the number n from the user. Now step 3, get variable I and fact. That means we are declaring two variable here, I and fact, and then also initialize the value of I and fact. So I value will be 1 and fact value also initialize as a 1 in the beginning itself. Now fourth step says that we have to repeat step 4 to 6 until I equal to n. Then what is n? N is the number which is taken from user. Suppose the value of n equal to 5, then n will be here I equal to 5. So it will work like this. Clear? Now store the value in fact equal to fact into 1. Here this sign is used as a multiplication sign. So fact into I, that value is going to be stored in fact. Now in step 6 it says that we are using the for loop, and in the for loop we are using the I as a variable for the incrementation. And 7th step, the final, we are going to be print the factorial of a inter number as a fact. So this is the fact as a variable which hold all the factorial of a inter number. And step 8, that is the end of the program. So this is how our algorithm is working to find the factorial of a given number. I hope, my dear students, it's clear for you. Now we will see the flowchart. So based on the algorithm, I prepare the flowchart. It's a pictorial representation of the algorithm, that is called flowchart. So in flowchart, each symbol having their own meaning and having their own features. So start is always start with the oval symbol. Then we are taking the input from the user, so that we are using parallelogram symbol. And for processing, that is I equal to 1 and fact equal to 1, this is the processing part, so that is for the rectangle symbol we are using. And if you want to take any decision, then for that purpose we are using a diamond symbol here. So this is our diamond symbol. So this symbol using for taking any decision. Now I equal to less than n, if this condition will occur, then what? If the condition is true, we can go ahead, we can process it I equal to I plus 1 and fact equal to fact into 1, that is stored, and finally the output will become. But if this condition is not correct, then the loop will become out and finally the program will be in. Then it will say that factorial print fact, that means the loop will be come out from the for loop. So that this is the how our compiler will work while performing the factorial of a number. Now we will see the source code here. So this is our program to find the factorial of a number using for loop. Here I am using a for loop to find the factorial of any given number. So I use as a header file here studio.h. It's a library file, we can also call as a header file. I have a main function here. Now int nii, this is the two variables having a data type integer. Again unsigned long fact equal to 1. This is again, it's a data type unsigned. Long it's a data type. Fact is our variable equal to 1, which is already I explained you. I put initial value of fact equal to 1 and initial value of I equal to 1. Now this is our comment line, so compiler will not read this line. This will not read by the compiler. So this is only for our understanding, so the programmer can easily understand that after this coding for what purpose I am using. So here printf and scanf, two function I am using here. The header file for the printf and scanf, already I told you, it's a standard input output header file. So through the printf I am giving the instruction to the user to enter any number to find factorial, and through scanf function I am taking the input from the user. Now I use if condition here, if a statement here. If n is less than 0, that means if the value of n is less than 0, that means negative, then factorial of a negative number does not exist, as I told you during the mathematical concept of the finding factorial of a number. So here itself the condition is checking, if less than 0, then no factorial for that number. Else if n is not less than 0, then we have a for loop here. So I equal to 1, I less than equal to n, plus plus I. So here the incrementation will be there. So this our coding, this is our exact coding for finding the factorial. So this is our exact coding for finding the factorial. So for I is a variable, the initial value of I is equal to 1, then I less than equal to n, I plus plus. So fact equal to fact into 1 I. So if the I value is 1, so it will multiply it by 1. So first value will be 1, like the first here. Then if I value is 2, then it is, suppose you have entered a number 4 here, right? So n is your 4, right? Now see here how it will work out. So n is your 4, then how it will work? So is checking whether n is less than 0. No, n is not less than 0. So what it will do? So it will fact equal to I, that means 4 into 1 equal to 4, then 4 into 2 equal to 8. It will be go like this, right? It will be go like this. So printf, finally the result of the factorial we will get it, and here I am using the return function to return if anything want to be returned from main function, then we will return it. So this is how our program of finding factorial of a number is working. I hope my dear students it's clear for you. Now we will see the output of the our program. So here I have given 4. I enter a number 4, then factorial of the 4 is 24. This is the output of our program. So during the algorithm, I clearly explain you how the concept of the factorial is working. Now see the programming code, how it's working, I am explaining by this points. So using for loop to find the factorial of any positive number. Since the factorial number may be very large, so I used a variable data type unsigned long, because maybe the factorial of any number will be very large, for that I use unsigned long. This is our data type. If the user enter a negative number, the program will be display that it's a factorial of a negative number does not exist. That is error message we will get. We are using the concept of the for loop. The for loop, the initial value is I, and then multiplied with the fact, and fact will store the value, and finally the fact will present or print the factorial of a entered number by using the for loop. So this is how our program is working. Now we will see the second program in this video lecture, program to find the Fibonacci series using for loop. So this is the mathematical concept of finding Fibonacci series. So first of all, we know that what do you mean by Fibonacci series. So Fibonacci series is a series of number formed by adding preceding two numbers in the series. Please try to understand. Fibonacci series is a series of a number formed by adding two preceding numbers in the series. For example, the first two numbers is already declared. By default, we are going to take 0 or 1. The first two digit number, first two terms is by default we have to take 0 or 1. Then third term will be adding the first two terms, that is 0 or 1. Let's see the example for better understanding. So the first term I use 0, second I used 1, then third will be, what will become? 0 plus 1. So that is the third. Clear? Now fourth, what will become? 0 plus 1, 1. Then 1 plus first 2, 1 plus 1, that is 2. See here, fourth step, fourth term, 2 is coming. So like this our Fibonacci series work out. The same concept I am going to be used in our programming language. So these are the points I am giving. The same thing I explained here. Now we will see the algorithm part of the Fibonacci series. So this is the algorithm for finding the Fibonacci series using for loop. So start the program. First point, we are going to start the program. Now we will declare the value a, b, c, n, I. These are the value we have to declare. Now initialize the value here. A equal to 0, b equal to 1, I equal to 2. I initialize the value. Now we are going to take the n, that means the value of n from the user. Now what we have taken n value, the same thing we are going to represent as a and b. So that means this, the a equal to 0 is our first term and b equal to 1 is our second term. Then third term, what will become? C equal to 0 plus 1. So it will become 1, right? So like this only it will be go. Now see here, repeat until 1 to n. Now c equal to a plus b, print c. Again a equal to b, b equal to c, extending the value. Now I equal to I plus 1, increment. So for loop is using here for the incrementing of the value. Like this only the algorithm of the finding Fibonacci series using for loop will be work. Now this is the flowchart of our program. So based on the algorithm, I prepared this flowchart. So this, in flowchart, each symbol having their own features and meaning and the name. So start will be always using oval symbol, and for processing we are using rectangle symbol, and for taking any input from the user we are using parallelogram symbols, and to make any decision we are using diamond symbol here. So this is how our program is working in finding the Fibonacci series using for loop. Now we will see the source code. This is our source code to find the Fibonacci series using for loop. So here I use header file here, studio.h, main function started here. I use int as a data type, that is integer data type. We have a variable here, so int count as a variable, first term, second term and the next term. So first term initialized as a 0, second term initialized as a 1, and now this I am using two function, printf function and scanf function. These two functions belong from standard input output header file. So by using printf function we are giving the instruction to the user to enter the number, and through the scanf function we are getting input from the user. Now we are using for loop for finding the Fibonacci series. So for loop I as one of the variable, so initial value of I kept as a 0, then it will be go till less than count. Count means the number which is entered by the user. Suppose 5 is our count, so it will be go less than 5 only. So now here I use if condition. If I is less than 1, next term equal to 1, else next term is equal to first term plus second term, and this is the exchange. Actually this is our basic code for performing the Fibonacci series. So this here addition and exchanging of the value is done. So this is our program for finding the Fibonacci series using for loop. I hope my dear students it's clear for you. Now we will see the output of our program. So the output of our program, based on this coding only it will work. So enter the number of terms. I have entered 5. Then the factorial of 5 is 0, 1, 1, 2, 3. Right? So it will be work as 0, 1, 1, 2, 3. So it is working like this. So this is our output of the program. Now we will see how this Fibonacci series is working. So we have a 3 points. So this 3 points, by the help of these 3 points I am going to explain you the program code how work in Fibonacci series. So first the computer read the value from the user, that is number which is entered by the user. Second, we are using the concept of the for loop and we are adding the preceding, that means previous 2 numbers, and again by using the for loop we continue till the value of the number, that means till the number which is entered by the user. So these are the 3 basic explanation point how our program is working while doing Fibonacci series of a number program in C language. Now we will see the summary of the program. We learned about the concept of algorithm and flowchart. So this concept helps you to write the algorithm of any problem in C language. We also understood the working of finding factorial of a number using for loop. That means we understood about the concept of programming to find the factorial of a number using for loop. We also understood about the finding Fibonacci series using for loop. So this is also programming concept. I hope we understood. And the last point I explained about how the program code is working. So I hope this video lecture helped you to understand the concept of programming in C language. Basically finding the factorial of a number and finding Fibonacci series using for loop of a number. So this is our reference from my side. Dear students, kindly visit these 2 YouTube links to get more knowledge and to buy this book and go through it to build your concept on programming. Dear students, we will see in next video lecture. We will meet. Thank you. I hope this video lecture helpful for you.